Hey, what's up guys, it's Jordan and I am back with another video, hopefully. I just filmed another one and I don't even know if I'll post it because I was so low energy. So like crossing my fingers for this one. So I was looking at my old videos and my videos in general and I was trying to kind of figure out like what direction I want to take and where I want to go and what I really need to be doing for this channel. Because to be honest, I'm interested in so many different things. I love true crime, paranormal, fitness, nutrition, all things health and wellness. I love reality TV. I love telling stories. I love makeup. And so I was just like, I feel like I'm really having difficulty finding like my niche. But what I have noticed is that my #1 most viewed video is the story from Gold's Gym where I peed myself. So obviously you guys like it when I embarrass myself or when I do crazy things. So I wanted to start this with another story time about when I was the crazy girlfriend. Look, we've all been there. If you've never been there, then good for you. I feel like we all at least have one ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend where we were just like an actual psychopath. And mine happened to be in college, so I was a certified crazy person. I like to think that I'm not like this anymore in relationships. I know for a fact that I don't do some of this stuff anymore, but I guess the only way to figure that out would be to ask Anthony, and well, I don't feel like asking him, so. Before I jump into my story, if you are interested in seeing my other videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow me in all my crazy journeys and all my crazy stories because I do a lot of embarrassing things. So let's get into the story. So I met this boyfriend, let's call him Kevin. I've never dated a Kevin before. I met Kevin this summer before my sophomore year of college. Our first date was like this concert kind of thing. There's this thing in Waco called the Margarita and Salsa Festival, and that year I was asked to go with him and I went and it was a great date. He was a really great guy, whatever. We started dating. Our relationship is not very stable ever. To cap it off, I was 17 when I graduated from high school. So at this point, I'm only 18 years old. So my brain is like not all there when it comes to relationships. I was a really interesting 18, 19, 20-year-old. Even into my really early 20s, I was just a little bit of a pistol. Still not boring, but definitely not doing the shit that I was doing back then. Him and I feel like we used to break up and get back together for sport. And this does not paint me in a good light, but if I got bored and I wanted to like date somebody else or like hang out with someone else and I didn't want it to be cheating, I would just break up with him and then go do it, and then then go hang out with this person, realize that like the grass isn't always greener, and then we'd get back together. What? So obviously it wasn't the healthiest of all relationships, but again, I was 18, I think he was 21 at the time, so we were young, we didn't know what we were doing, you know, we're just two kids in love, just trying to make it work. So I don't think I really started getting crazy until probably my junior year in college. I mean, I did some really shitty things my sophomore year to him. You know, I had somebody fly out from out of state to come to my sorority formal. That guy like went all crazy and got really drunk and started throwing chicken wings at my roommates, which I guess could be another story all in itself, but let me know if you want to hear it. And that night I actually called him and I was like, this guy's going crazy, and this motherfucker came to my house, picked me and my dog up and took me back to his house. And like, guess what we did? Got back together and sent that boy home all the way back to South Carolina. So obviously, like I said, our relationship wasn't very healthy and it was very tumultuous. So that's like one thing that I was doing. I was that crazy bitch. And like, not to say that he was innocent, but he definitely was not doing anything to warrant my behavior and how like fucked up I was. And back then I was incredibly like emotionally manipulative, and I knew how to play people's brains, and I was just like evil as fuck basically, and also crazy. So that's awesome. My junior year in college, I moved in with two girls, one that I'm really good friends with still, and one that I don't know where she is, somewhere living her life. But that house, like, I don't even know how we survived. Like, I don't even know how we are alive half the time. We had parties on parties on parties all the time. I feel like Kevin actually never came to the apartment except for like twice. I don't know, he wasn't there. Probably because I started to have a crush on my roommate's boyfriend's friend and didn't want him around because I was a shitty, crazy human being. So, you know, normal things are going on. I remember we used to get into fights and we just like wouldn't talk for weeks at a time, and I would always be like, okay, I'm done, and then I would always reach back out to him because I was toxic as fuck, and I would like find his number through Facebook Messenger or message his friends and ask for his number again because I would always delete his number. and it was just not healthy. It like wasn't the best thing in the world to do. But the craziest thing that I ever probably did do was, I used to have this habit of getting really drunk and taking off my shoes and just like disappearing. And so one night I remember we were having a party at the house, and I just got really irritated and drunk and took off my shoes and got in my car, which is like always the best decision. And I drove all the way to his house, and I had like his t-shirts with me, and I like went up the stairs, and mind you, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, okay? And I started banging on his door, on his apartment door, and being like, no words, just bang, 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 bang. And his dog, the dog that I bought him, not that that makes me a better person, but you know, I did get him a dog once, like, can I get some kudos in here? The dog that we had just started barking, barking, barking. He opened the door and he was like, hello. And I just started throwing his t-shirts at him at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was crazy. Another time he started dating this other girl, which like, obviously he wasn't allowed to do. I could date whoever I wanted to, and I could like talk to whoever I wanted to, and I could like break up with him to like hook up with other people and then get back together because it wasn't cheating. The fuck? The logic. Which it wasn't, but like, what the fuck? But he started dating this girl who was like in my sorority, and I was just like, and I still actually to this day am like, do you like, out of everybody, like, you had to pick like one of the 250 girls in my sorority? Like, you had the entire university. Anyway, I was sitting in the movie theater with my roommate, and they like walked up, and I was like, we have to go. And I didn't say anything then. I think that that night is actually the night that I showed up at his house at 1 o'clock in the morning, started throwing things. My roommate and I also would like, were like crazy and would like see him at the bars and just start yelling at him. Like from across the bar, just like, like we did some crazy shit. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of like showing up at somebody's house at 1 o'clock in the morning and throwing things at them and, you know, yelling and being like, I was a hot ass mess. I was crying all the time. I was like, I couldn't eat. I was like, if I could look back at myself now, I'd be like, bitch, you don't even like him. Did I? I don't know. It was one of those like, you don't know what you have until it's gone things. And I feel like I was just so young to understand like what true relationships are need to be like. And I just treated him like shit, and I was batshit fucking crazy. Who shows up at somebody's apartment at 1 o'clock in the morning? Nobody. Why do I do that? Why did I do that? I don't do that no more. I don't even have the energy. People literally ghost me, and I'm like, okay. Like, I will never talk to you again. You will not hear from me. Even after we broke up, it was like such a weird, tumultuous breakup because he started dating somebody like right after, which like good for him, kudos. Now they're married. Good for him, kudos, because I was a psycho bitch when we were dating. Like, I like to look at myself back then and just think that I've had an lobotomy since then, and that I just am not even the same person, which I'm not. Like, how are you the same at 27 that you were at 19? You know, that's almost 10 years. But don't worry, the guy I dated after him, you know, got me back for all the karma. So, and so did the next one. And so did the next one. So we're doing okay right now though. We got a good one, I think. If not, I'm gonna show up at his house at 1:30 in the morning with the stuff. I'm just kidding. I don't have the energy. But yeah, if you've been a crazy bitch, let me know. If you've shown up at people's apartments at 1 o'clock in the morning, throwing their t-shirts at them, let me know. Let me know about your crazy exes in the comments below. I love hearing that shit because it makes me feel better, honestly, because we've all been a crazy ex. We've all had a crazy ex. I just happened to get that shit over with when I was 19. Thank God, because I could not do that now. I really shut up at his house. I did that. This guy was so nice. Like, I literally like texted him one time while I was in spring break. I was in Panama City, and he was, actually I was in Destin and he was in Waco, and I was like, come see us in Destin. And he drove all the way in the night and brought me a honey butter chicken biscuit from Whataburger. And I had the goddamn nerve to show up at his house at 1 o'clock in the morning and throw t-shirts at him. And I had the goddamn nerve when he got to Destin to be mean to him. I have since repented for my sins and apologized for my 19-year-old self, but damn. I was a crazy girlfriend and a crazy ex. So thanks for listening to my story, and thanks for listening to me be like crazy and shit, and let me know if you've been crazy and shit and my camera's gonna die. I feel like that's just a common theme in my videos, like, hey, guess what, my camera's dying. Okay, whatever, I'm gonna go to Target. See you later. Okay, thanks, bye.